On a Saturday afternoon from Los Angeles, big news on financial developments across the board as Congress yesterday passes the reconciliation bill that'll give you a $1,400 stimulus check and $3,200 if you're an adult dependent. But overnight, even bigger, better, great news as Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden both singularly tell us that there's other stimulus package bills coming right away. This is not the only one. In fact, they now confirm they're working on other bills that are being drafted by the minute, and you're going to see them in the next few days. This is on top of the $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness bill detailed on this channel in the last 2 days, and the $1,000 baby bill that'll give $1,000 to newborn babies. There are other bills that are being drafted by the minute. I have all those developments as well. And I have all the big other items that are happening in your third stimulus package. How soon could you see the stimulus check? How soon could you see this FUC? And how soon could you see hazard pay? All these big developments in a huge, great news afternoon recording of Afternoons LALATE. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Saturday afternoon on Super Bowl weekend, and there's big news across the board. Great news, as both Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden confirmed that other stimulus bills are being worked on right now. Those are in addition to the two others that debuted Thursday and Friday of this week. What incredible great news. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because this is a channel that gives you the most in-depth reporting across the board. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. Thank you for joining me on a midday recording. Make sure you subscribe. This is the best channel there is out there with coverage 24 hours a day. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, in which you have access to the incredible PDF writings from the legislators who are giving you the stimulus before anyone else. And with that, let me go over what's happening in this video. I'll be going over Nancy Pelosi's incredible comments that mirror those of Joe Biden last night. Then I'll be cutting back to some of the questions you've been asking about the stimulus check. Then I'll be going over to what Wall Street's reaction is of the stimulus packages. Then the Super Bowl and how cities and also Tampa are preparing for this stimulus and big action. And then executive action. What could happen as soon as the next few days for a $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness bill. Wow, there's a lot of exciting, great news. I'm so glad you joined us and joined me. Let's get ready to rock and roll. This is your breaking news. Your breaking news on a Saturday afternoon is that Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, both in late hour recordings yesterday, confirmed that they are working on other stimulus package bills. Let me make this very clear and simple. You may have heard Joe Biden promise a lot of stimulus for a lot of different subject matters in his transition papers and his campaign papers. And then when you look to the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which is absolutely incredible because it has 28 items, of which viewers of this channel singularly usually qualify for at least 5 of them, you may still have wondered, well, how about the other items? Where are those? Nancy Pelosi now confirms, as Joe Biden does, that those are coming by separate bills in the next few days. This is very exciting, big news. Last night, Joe Biden appeared on CBS, which is the broadcaster of the Super Bowl this Sunday. Under contract, every president has to have an interview with the broadcaster of the Super Bowl. And in that interview, he was asked whether or not he thinks that the $15 minimum wage that was supposed to be in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package will pass. He says, I think it's going to have to be removed and it'll be done as a standalone bill. Nancy Pelosi was asked the same question as well. And her answer was just like Joe's, that it's going to get another bill and that we're not done doing stimulus. When asked about this question late yesterday, she was asked on the reconciliation package, what else is in there and what else may not survive? And she said, well, as to the $15 an hour, in any event, we're proud of the legislation. But and again, it's not the last bill will pass. This is the recovery. This is the rescue package. This is the rescue package. We must pass this bill to get relief out quickly. But this is not the only stimulus package, she makes very clear. And that we're working on other stuff. The next bill that is rescue, this is rescue, that's recovery. And we're already working on some of the provisions we would have in the Recovery Act. We're legislators. That's why we're here. That's what we do. We're always ready, getting ready for the next legislation. This is huge, great news. Let me explain to you procedurally what's going on. First, yesterday, a reconciliation bill was passed, which is in essence a tow truck. That tow truck says now you can get a bill attached to that reconciliation over the finish line. The tow truck has behind it a tow hitch and pulls the tow hitch over the finish line. Now, viewers, when they hear that, sometimes say, well, why isn't the tow hitch over the finish line on Monday morning? Why isn't it over the finish line in Tuesday morning? The reason why is there's a Constitution involved, the United States Constitution. And the United States Constitution requires an individual, a parliamentarian of the Senate, to look at what's on the tow hitch. That parliamentarian is already doing this. They're not waiting, they've been working. And Marty Walsh has been offered the $1.9 trillion stimulus package bill to look at. And Walsh has opinions about it. As the parliamentarian of the Senate, the person needs to look and see if everything in there qualifies. That is not a one-day process. It's at most about a 2-week process, says Nancy Pelosi. It's under the Constitution. You have to give the parliamentarian a certain number of days to look and see what's in that tow hitch. And if something doesn't belong, guess what? It's going as a standalone bill. And guess what? The other alternative, is it'll go in a bill with other things that Joe Biden wants to do. This is incredible, great news. If you've been tuning in for recent days and wondering, where is this thing? Where is that thing? Guess what? They're all going on the same highway, just in different cars. There's an old Cutlass on the road right now, and it's driving a $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness bill. It doesn't belong in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package tow hitch. It's in its old Cutlass. It's driving forward. It's going to get passed because there's nearly every Democrat on Capitol Hill supporting it, in addition to Nancy and Chuck. Next to it is a $1,000 baby bond bill that gives $1,000 to every newborn baby from the federal government and stays in the bank for 18 years until the age of maturity. At 3% interest, compounded, grows to about $50,000 by age 18. That's going to become law as well. That's in a Buick Regal right next to the old Cutlass. It's driving on the highway as well, right next to the tow truck with the tow hitch. What about the benefits? What about the teachers? What about the infrastructure? All different cars in the same highway. The great news is that Nancy Pelosi confirms to you that 1, they're working on lots and lots of stimulus package bills. 2, they had to do this one, the $1.9 trillion bill first, because they had to get the stimulus checks out. The stimulus checks have to go out by reconciliation. The FPUC, the UI, the PUA, the hazard pay, the EIDL grant, all those things had to get out as quickly as possible. Now that they have that process in store, then they can start to the next items. What are you going to get under the tow hitch? What's in the tow hitch? A stimulus check. Every viewer of this channel will get a stimulus check. $1,400 an individual, $2,800 a married couple, $1,400 a child, $3,200 adult dependent. If you're on benefits, you get the same check as everyone else. Let's go over that again. $1,400 an individual, $2,800 a married couple, $1,400 a child, $3,200 adult dependents. Let me go over a couple of questions which I got in a couple of days that I want to clarify or dispel. There's been a lot of fake narratives out there, and let me dispel them right now. 1, you do not have to get a vaccine to get a stimulus check. Untrue. Number 2, Joe Biden is changing the income eligibility for the stimulus check. Also untrue. He may cut off the rich people on the very high end, which I never talk about on this channel, for their eligibility. But everyone middle class, low income that I cover on a daily basis, 87,000 or less, you're getting a stimulus check. If you've got a first, a second one, you're getting a third one. Number 3, I never got a check as an adult dependent. Why would I get the check this time? The reason why you're getting a $3,200 stimulus check this time is you're getting the $1,200 check from the first stimulus package you never got, you're getting a $600 stimulus check from the second stimulus package you never got, and you're getting the $1,400 stimulus check from this stimulus package you never got. Altogether, it adds up to $3,200. So there you go. Nancy Pelosi's comments are the most encouraging, promising, and best comments we've seen in a while. And it's important to understand that the bill will become law in the next 2 weeks. That's also a realm of confusion. Some people talk about these dates and those dates. There's actually a constitution to get involved. It says when they got to get this done for. Finally, everything that you had hoped for, everything that you were promised by Joe Biden is happening. They just had to get this one out first. As a Purple Hawk, you need to ensure that under the third stimulus package, there's 5 items you qualify for, at least generally. You need to be ready to pounce because of those 5 items, only the stimulus check is automatic. Everything else you have to apply for. And the application window will start as soon as it becomes law. There's no time to learn about them after they become law because guess what? It's first come, first serve. It's diminishing returns. For example, hazard pay. As soon as it becomes law, you can't sit around and figure out, how does that work? Who applies? How do I apply? Where do I go? It's too late. The money will be literally gone within days if you wait for that. The excitement of stimulus is really heating up on Wall Street. They're very excited, and they're so excited for the stimulus to come in the economy. Art Hogan, chief market strategist at Nat Securities, overnight said, the rates are actually going to go up as an expression of the potential of the economic activity, likely to start accelerating. We see some inflation. Meantime, how about the Super Bowl? And how about preparing for Super Bowl Sunday? The overwhelming message, stay home. Dr. Fauci said in an interview with Ari Melber on Friday, he says, you don't want to go to a large crowd, and then you also don't want to have a large cluster of people at your home. You don't want to have a large crowd of people in your house in a place where it's cold and you don't have good ventilation. And you don't want to have a group of people where you don't know who's infected or not. For this time around, just stay low and enjoy it next year in its full capacity. The Super Bowl will house 22,000 people, limiting capacity, of which 7,000 have already been vaccinated workers. So 1 out of 3 people in attendance are vaccinated workers. It has mandatory KN95 masks will be provided upon entry. Elsewhere, Tampa and Kansas City have also implemented certain restrictions to ensure that the city has curfews and also requires masks in certain areas. You're going to see a certain message when we talk about Super Bowl coverage tomorrow, which is a lot of the advertisements are trying to go for humor. They understand that it's been a very stressful time, and that during this stressful time, we may have been exhausted by the stress, and they're trying to go for humor. That's what I do on this channel. I try to inform you, educate you, and keep you motivated and smiling. And with humor, I try to alleviate the pressure of what's going involved. As Joe Biden said last night, the situation is very clear that even though that $15 an hour may not get into the stimulus package, I'm still fighting for it. My guess is it will not get in there, he said to Norah O'Donnell. I don't think it's going to survive, but I'm prepared as a president of the United States on a separate legislation to work my way up to get what I need. And there you go. Whether it's executive order for $50,000 of student loan debt forgiveness, or $1,000 for a baby bill, or a bill for SSI and SSDI, or the minimum wage, or the teachers, or the railroads, or anything else. You're going to see a lot of stimulus bills in 2021. I know it seems different than 2020, in which you have the HEROES Act and the HEROES Act, and only 2 bills to look at. This year around, it's totally different. I'm really excited for you. In the recording right after this on third stimulus, I go back over what is in the third stimulus and what is going to get passed now under the reconciliation process with the parliamentarian of the Senate. Then I'm back live with What the Chuck. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Cal Seal VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, stay smiling, stay my life for more.